Let's go.
Hello guys, I'm back with my unicorn mug and a lot of books around me. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Benny. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys my spring TBR. People have been calling it, instead of like TBR, the monthly hopefuls, because to be honest, not a lot of people follow the TBR. I don't, because I'm a big mood reader, so I kind of like put together some of like my spring TBR, or also the books that I consider more like spring-like, and the books that I've been meaning to read for a long time and that I want to share it with you guys. And also I'm going to be adding the aesthetic of each book so that you guys can have an idea, and this is how I pick my books, so I think a lot of people as well, just like me, so it's gonna be a little bit more helpful. And yeah, hopefully you will be adding more books to your TBR. Let's start with the Kindle books that I have, because I fear that I'm going to forget that I have books on my Kindle that I want to read. So first things first, there's a book that I have seen on my For You page, which is Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if it's Kindle Unlimited in all countries, but I saw this author on TikTok and she was talking about her book. Actually, I've seen the aesthetic of this book. She basically described it as, if you like Once Upon a Broken Heart and Pirates of the Caribbean, that's literally the two combined together, and I love both of them. You guys know how much I love Once Upon a Broken Heart, so I definitely was like, yes. I couldn't find this book online to buy like the physical copy because I think it's like an independent author. I don't know how that shit works, okay? I don't know. I have no idea. But the book on Kindle Unlimited, if you have it, is Drowned in the Name of Love by Ruth S. Diaz. That's one. Second, that it's not Kindle Unlimited. I had bought on my Kindle and I actually started reading it a couple months ago, I think even a month ago. I'm 12% into the book, but it's a horror book, and to be honest, it's really spooky, but I want to keep going with it, and I like it. I really like it. It's just that it's scary. Anyway, the book is Incidents Around the House by Josh Millerman, but it's terrifying. So I've been getting into horror books lately. I mean, not lately. I read one book, and I want to read this one really bad. I'm a chapter 10, but not because it's bad or because I'm like DNFing it or anything. It's just because it's really spooky and I mostly read at night. And every time that I'm there reading the book, I'm like getting chills. So it means that it's working. Mix is a good horror book. So I recommend it. Have not finished it, but I recommend it if you want to get into horror books. Then another fantasy that I want to get into, because I want to start a reading vlog series in which I read for the first time very popular fantasy books that I love the movie of, but since I've never been a reader in the past, I have never read the actual books of. So the first one that I want to start with is the Hunger Games series. So this is definitely one that I would love to read specifically because I want to get into starting the series, the reading vlog series for you guys. So that video will be coming soon. This is the first series that I'm going to be reading. Okay, let's just like finish with fantasies and then we're gonna dive into the romance. I think this is the first time ever that the romance has more books than the fantasy, because I've always been like more of a fantasy girly, but for some reason I'm big on romance at the moment, so I don't know what is happening to me, guys. So one of the books that I'm actually reading for a video, kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of, yeah, I'm reading it for a video. I'm this much into it. It's not much, but it's the What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I am loving the vibes of this one. It's basically about this girl that travels to Cairo because her parents died and they were researchers, and they died unexpectedly. Nobody knows what happened, what really happened to them. Yeah, so she basically goes there and tries to discover what is happening. But the vibes are really great. If you like Egyptian mythology, I highly recommend it. If you like history, I highly recommend it. If you like treasure hunting, the mummy vibes, I highly recommend it. And it's set in the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Then the next one is a recent add to my bookshelf, which I'm so excited because I've literally been seeing this book everywhere. And it's none other than Quicksilver. You guys, like, I am so excited to read this book, and like I'm so curious to see what this fuss is about. It's a little like on a thicker side, but that's okay. And also smells incredible, by the way. But I'm not really sure what it is about, but I know that people talk about this book and love the romance in it and male main characters. So excited for this one. So, and let's keep going with the little romance. The first book that I'm actually reading right now, and I could not put it here, like screams spring. So the book that I'm talking about is In a Jam. I've been wanting to read this book for so long and I finally am reading it. I'm this much into it, about like probably like 30% into it, and I'm liking it so far. I think the vibes is what I was looking for. It basically takes place in this little town. The story opens up with the female main character that gets stood up at her wedding, and then she discovers that she inherited this farm from her father, like her stepfather's mother, so her step grandmother, if that makes sense. No, she doesn't really understand why. The only explanation that she got was that the grandmother had faith that she knew what she was going to do with the farm. The only issue is that she is going to be able to inherit this farm only if within 1 year of the inheritance she gets married. So that's the issue there, but she basically decides after being stood up at the altar, not really the altar, but the day of her wedding, she decides that she wanted to go and figure out the vibe there, what it's like, and kind of like see something else and kind of distract herself. And her neighbor is her high school best friend, and there's also a child involved. I think the vibes are really great. Like, I love that the talk of food and jam, obviously, and like bread and markets and land, and then there's like talk of, it's so cute, guys. It's so cute. I highly recommend it if you want to start reading it. Obviously I have not finished it, but it's really cute. If you love the Chestnut Spring series, you're gonna love this. Speaking of the Chestnut Spring series, Miss Elsie Silver came out with a new book, which is not part of the Chestnut Spring series, but is the part of Rose Hill series. And the green is so pretty. Like, she's doing so well with those covers. And this one is the third book that came out, and I love the first two. I love Elsie Silver, so this is definitely going to be one of my next reads. I'm not really sure what this book is about, but I know that the male main character is like a fighter, like kind of he's a boxing fighter. Is that what they're called? I don't know, but I've seen some fan art of this book. Oh my god. Next, this is kind of different, but because I was like, this time last year, I don't remember if it was like this time last year. I think it was. I was watching Bridgerton for the first time, and I was like completely obsessed with it. And Bridgerton gives spring vibes, and I did my research and I kind of found a book that kind of gives that vibe. It's actually a series, which I already talked about in this channel, but it's Bringing Down the Duke. This is set in the 1800s and in Oxford, and Oxford University actually, but people were recommending it so much based on Bridgerton, so it's like a different type of romance. It's still like a romance, it's still romance focused, but it's more like historical romance because it's set in the past and the vibes are like Bridgerton. So if you like Bridgerton, consider also this book. And then another book that I'm reading 3 books all at once, I'm aware of it. Yeah, I think I've only read the prologue of this book, but it's The Ex-Vows. I am so excited to read this book. It's going to be in a reading vlog. I don't know in how many weeks. It's going to come soon, but I'm so excited to read this one, and I don't know really much about it. I just know that it's set in California, in Napa, and I know that there is like a wedding involved. Every time that I think about Napa Valley, I always think about The Parents Trap, which is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. Sorry, my cat. As I was saying, every time that I think about Napa Valley, I think about The Parents Trap, which is one of my absolute favorite movies ever, and actually I want to rewatch it now. Yeah, so I really hope that it gives like that vibe a little bit. Obviously it's like a whole different plot, but I'm excited for this one as well. It's been one of my most anticipated read. Like, it's like the one book that I've been thinking about reading for so long, so I'm definitely going to start it today. I hope you guys are excited for that reading vlog. It's going to be exciting. Okay, so next book that I promise right now, here today with you, I pinky promise to you that this season, right now, before April 22nd, when the new Emily Henry book is coming out, I promise you that I had already read Book Lovers. It's about damn time that I read this book because I have a lot of faith in this book, and I think I'm going to like it a lot. Whatever, it's not important. I just have to read it before that one comes out. It's March 18th today, so I have about, actually not a lot. I have like about a month left. I promise you that I will. So the next book is actually a sports romance, which I have not read any sports romance except like a hockey romance, but it's more like, it was like more of a college hockey romance, which was Icebreaker, which I did not really love. But a lot of people talk about sports romance, and a new book in the series is coming out. And personally, out of all the books of this series, because each, I'm just gonna talk about it, okay, is the Windy series, and out of all of them, I'm like, the only sport that I really follow is soccer, and I love soccer, but I don't think like soccer romance are that popular. In the Windy series, there's The Right Move, which is a basketball romance, and honestly that is probably the only other sport that I care about. Lie, that's a lie. I don't even, it's not really a sport, it's like car racing, but I've been really getting into F1 lately, so, but anyway, that's not really a sport. Is it considered a sport? It's not considered a sport. It's like racing, right? Right? I don't know. The Right Move. I've heard so many people talking about this. This is the second in the series. It's a series, but it's like a standalone series. Like, you can read them as a standalone. The only thing that throws me off a little bit, now that I remember, but I think there's fake dating in it, and that is a plot that I don't love. And also the fact that she's moving in with him. I don't know, man. Hopefully I'm gonna like it, but this preface is not really screaming to me, but the NBA part it is. So we'll see. Let's move on with the next romance. Picking Daisies on Sundays. First of all, this cover is incredible, but the only thing that I know about this book is that it's set in New York City, which is the main sole reason why I got it, and I'm not really sure what it's about other than that. Couple other books left, so let's fire through them because I've talked it now. The next one is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. For some reason, I've been hearing so much about it. This is more of an emotional type of romance. If I'm ever feeling something like a bit deeper, that's gonna be it. And speaking of, I also have another one, which is 7 Days in June. I want to read this in June, but maybe I'm gonna read it a little bit before that. But I've been wanting and meaning to read this book for so long because I know that I'm going to like it. I actually started it a while ago on chapter 2, but yeah, I really wanted to read this. I believe this is a second chance romance. It is set in New York City as well. Basically, those two were together and then they were not anymore, and now in the present they're trying to rekindle things. But one of the best things about this book, in my opinion, is the fact that both of the main characters are authors. Then, speaking of New York, because New York is always here, but this is a surprise pregnancy. It's a slow burn friends to lovers romance, and it's A Ready or Not by Cara Stone. This is set in Brooklyn, and yeah, so seems exciting as well. I think I'm going to really love the vibes of this one, so. And it looks spring-ish, right? The next, actually it's a series. It's a cowboy romance series, and this is the only cowboy romance series that I own at the moment. And I kind of want to start it. I think it's the Blue Ranch series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure. Anyways, is Done and Dusted and Swift and Saddled. There's 2 more books out, or 1 more book out, and another one is coming out soon. Anyways, first of all, the covers are gorgeous. That's not important. The cover is not important, but I really want to get into the series. It's cowboy romance, and I think it's perfect for spring/summer. This is spring. I'm going to do summer in a separate video. Love it. I'm really excited for this one. And then last, but definitely not least, Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Guys, I have 2 books left of the series, and I'm really sad. I recently read the 3rd one, and it's a 6 stars for me. It's one of my favorite books I've ever read. I loved it so much. I love the series with all my heart, and I'm really excited for this one because people talk so highly about this. After The Long Way Home, this one is a fan favorite, and I'm so excited to get to read it. And yeah, but then I'm gonna have only a book left before other Daisy books come out. I think there's gonna be 2 more, but I'm so excited for that. But obviously I'm going to be grieving a lot after reading Into the Dark, so, but that's fine. Honestly, I would have just started this one right after I finished A Long Way Home. I don't want to rush into it because I'm enjoying it so much and I want to take my time with it. I think I want to finish it this year for sure. I will probably be reading this soon because I cannot wait. Like, I keep looking at it. That one was the last book in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have gotten some inspiration and new books to add into your TBR. I'm really excited for this TBR. I think it's really exciting and I'm so excited to create so much content for you guys. There's like a lot of books in here that I'm going to be reading in the next 2 reading vlogs. I'm going to try to be a bit more conscious and actually like read those books, like especially some of them. I've been saying it for so long, so we'll see. But I'm really excited for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and also if you like the vibe, don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I will see you very soon. Bye.